we go. Now you can't even tell that there's a mess behind me. Every 2 weeks, every new moon and full moon. I'm out of breath. Damn you, asthma. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a full moon. We're going to be doing... Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diane Magnolia, but I go by D, and today we're going to be doing a full moon ritual. July 4th and 5th of 2020 is going to be the full moon in Capricorn, as well as a lunar eclipse. So typically, as I explained in my previous video with the new moon ritual, the new moon is a time of new beginnings, of manifesting that which we deeply desire, whereas the full moon is a time to release whatever no longer serves us. However, since we do have a lunar eclipse going on as well, the lunar eclipse indicates a time of mystery and magic and hidden truths being unfolded. So these two in combination, the lunar eclipse and the full moon in Capricorn, give us an opportunity to be able to step back and look at things as they really are, not as we have been perceiving them. Because again, nothing is really as it seems. Another part of this is that the full moon is tied to our childhood, when we are the most vulnerable we'll ever be in our lives. So another way to look at it is that the lunar eclipse is bringing up these old childhood memories to the surface to be addressed. Therefore, it might be a very intense time for you. A lot of emotions and past wounds may be coming to the surface. So it's best to, again, take a step back and allow ourselves to process these things as they do come to us, rather than trying to suppress them and bottle them up, because inevitably they're going to come up when they need to come up, and it's best to address them as they come rather than suppressing them and then later, like a shaken up soda bottle, exploding on us. Along with these childhood memories, past wounds, emotions, and whatnot, we may start to feel a lot of strong emotions in regards to our parental figures, the people who raised us, whether this be feelings of gratitude, feelings of hurt, feelings of resentment. Again, it may be best to take a step back and be able to turn inward and reflect on what these emotions are so that we can process them rather than, again, trying to suppress them. Especially if you are going to be spending time with family, if you're in the United States, if you're going to be spending time with family for Independence Day, just be very wary of that strong emotions may be coming up in regards to our parental figures. And so take some time to yourself to reflect and be able to process these emotions before you try to address them, if you choose to do so, with those parental figures. With all of these things coming up, you may be feeling especially vulnerable around this time. So I think that is a perfect way to address things, is to take a step back, do some gentle self-care and reflection, journal these things out, and of course do a ritual to help release and process these emotions so that, in a few days when you're kind of coming out of this, you can then address them properly without feeling so overwhelmed. And I would really encourage you to view these childhood experiences that are coming up, these strong emotions that are coming up, with curiosity rather than judgment. It's going to be absolutely crucial for you to be able to be almost maternal to yourself, to show yourself that motherly care that you may have sought after, but not necessarily received in the way that you were hoping to have received it as a child. Furthermore, with all of us now going through these very intense experiences in reliving our childhood and experiencing these very, very intense emotions, it is absolutely crucial that we show each other the type of gentle love and support that we always needed as a child. I know it's very easy when you're feeling such heightened emotions to kind of lash out and take things out on other people, but try your best to refrain from that, because again, this is something that we're all going through right now, and particularly with everything going on in the world, we're all on edge. And so I would really encourage you to, now more than ever, just be really kind to each other, show each other support, and if you have the emotional space to be able to hold for another person, do so. If not, just, take a step out of the situation before things escalate. Let this be a reminder that we have to attend to the turmoil and storms that are brewing inside of us rather than trying to stop them. If there's a storm going on outside, there's no way that you can possibly stop it. And that's the same with our inner world. You can't possibly stop a storm as it is already happening. This lunar eclipse is going to be particularly powerful because it's closing out the end of a nearly 2-year series of eclipses that have been going on. So the Cancer-Capricorn axis is going to be particularly electrifying. The word electrifying always reminds me of Grease. It's one of my favorite movies. Now we're going to get into the actual ceremony itself. So if you've got a candle, I've got one right here, or you've got incense, Palo Santo, sage, even frankincense, essential oil. That was hard to say. I would encourage you to light that up, and we'll get going. So once you've got your candle, incense, whatever it is that you choose to use for this ceremony lit, just place that out in front of you. I've got it right here. And then I've also got some crystals. I would recommend crystals that kind of tie into your heart chakra. My rose quartz, clear quartz, smoky quartz, and my green aventurine. So if you've got any crystals, again, just place them out in front of you. We're going to be meditating to the Om sound, which is the sound of the universe. It's not actually an O-M, like Om. It's A-U-M. It's a 3-part sound. Om. I hope that makes sense. So we'll be repeating that and kind of getting ourselves into the zone so that we can do our journal prompt, making sure that you're in a comfortable, seated, meditative position, hands over your heart or holding crystals. Inhale deeply. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Now for this next inhale, inhale deeply, and then we're going to release with the sound of Om. Just hold it as long as you can. No one can hear you. Only you can hear me right now. So don't be shy about it. Inhale. Inhale. And just let your breath relax. And gently begin to open your eyes. Sometimes I forget how powerful that one is. Now we're going to move into kind of the journaling portion of this. I like to use a scrap piece of paper for my full moon ritual entries because I like to burn them afterwards or tear them up into little pieces as a form of release. I would recommend doing that for your full moon rituals or for any form of release that you choose to do, and then have an actual journal where you write your manifestations. That way you can kind of keep them separate, where these are what you're calling in and the scrap pieces of paper you're releasing, you're letting go. You don't want more of that attracted into your life. That's how I choose to do things, but of course that is entirely up to you. So we're going to be starting with the kind of prompt that I had mentioned earlier. You can either write this or just sit and meditate on it, but either way I think it's a great couple of questions to reflect on. Starting with, what do I want? Go with your gut instinct on this one. Don't overthink it. What do I want? Deep down, listen to your heart. That's why we just did this exercise with our hands on our chest. What is it that you want? And let your heart speak. And how badly do I want it? So I would encourage you to write it down. So once you have this desire written out or you have it on your heart, then I would encourage you to start writing out your prayer for what you want to release. I always like to start off with something very basic. Under this full moon, I ask my higher power, in my case the universe, to support me in releasing blank. So once you have written that down, I again love to tear these up or burn them. So I'm just going to pull out my candle. I've got like a little container right here. And I'm going to use the candle. This one burned way faster than the last one I did. So that is it. That is the end of the ceremony. Of course, I would encourage you to add in any other aspects that you would love, but I want to just keep it simple. And I try to switch it up for every ceremony so that we're not always doing the same exact thing. We can learn about different modalities, and I'm trying to give more and more information with each of these videos so that it can really be a learning experience, as well as a time to share in doing the ceremony. So I hope that you guys enjoy. I hope that you learned something from this. I hope that it gives you an opportunity to release whatever's been weighing on you, and I appreciate you being here. So be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more. I post videos every weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.